Crafting Journey here, that journey chick on Instagram. Welcome. The cats are in here today. I locked them out yesterday because they were, oh my God. Pearl is on top of the thing, and there goes Stitch now into the window. So Stitch has this obsession with windows because they're open, because it's 40 degrees outside. Yes, that's the outfit. Plus, I gotta go to work. And Pearl is obsessed with this freaking cabinet, this shelving unit that I put up. So my sister had this great idea because she came in here yesterday. Everything was knocked off the top of it, which I don't think we can do anything about that. Let me take a picture of them and then I'll put it in here so you guys can see what they're up to. Oh my goodness, these cats. Oh, there goes. They're knocking things over. Yeah. Anyway, she comes in here. The yarn is on the floor. You know, they've opened up the things. The yarn's on the floor. Everything on top of it's on the floor. So we figured out, she had the suggestion we go buy some Velcro. So we bought some Velcro, and we have Velcroed all the drawers shut, so they can't get them open. And that's so clever. My sister is so clever. Wow. And they're still knocking stuff off the top of it. But you know what they say, curiosity, right? Killed the cat. Oh my God. We're knocking things over. Stop, guys. Oh my word. Let's see. You guys can't see them. We'll do a little video here of what's going on up here. There's Stitch. Pearl just jumped up there. I don't know if you can see the Velcro. It's on those little black buttons there, so it keeps the shelving unit closed. We bought black Velcro. Yeah. So there they are, being themselves. Those little devils. Yes, there they are. They're just trying to see what's going on with the drawers. How come we can't open the drawers, Mom? Look at them. It's like, I know there's a way to get this open. Boop. Nope. Ain't happening. Okay. On with the show. First, let me show you. Oh my goodness, there's cat here. Ooh. I was working on Winston again yesterday. I did the purple that's in Winston. See the purple? Purple. Yeah, so Winston is pretty much complete. I got to do the rest of his head, which is up here in this section, and a little bit over here. Yes, Winston. I actually did work over in that area. Wait a minute, hold on. There's Winston. Isn't he cute? Now, I think the next monster I will go to would be this one here, which appears to be like the mommy monster. We will have to come up with a name for the mommy monster. If you have a suggestion, put it in the chat. Yeah, just the top of Winnie's head needs to be filled in. But I have to go into the office today. Gotta go to, everybody sing with me, come on. Gotta go to work, 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 work. Okay, that's it. That's all the singing you're gonna get from me today. So I figured out why nobody can hear me, because I'm not talking very loud. Like I'm talking in my normal voice to you guys. I should be projecting, right? Louder. Whatever. This is not gonna stick. So I'll put it over here. We should get our planner out while we're thinking about it, right? We got a pen. We got a pen. It's September. September. It's almost over. September. This afternoon is Craft With Me Wednesday. Yes, when I get home from work. I'm going to do Craft With Me Wednesday. We are going to do a new craft. I say we, me, but I'm going to do a new craft. If you want to join me, as a guest, please let me know. You're welcome to do that. Craft with me Wednesday, we're going to do paper folding. Yeah, I got a book. You know which book I picked out? Midnight Sun. Here it is. We're going to fold this book. You know why? Because it was a terrible book. We did this in book club. Terrible. This is Stephanie Meyer's 5th edition to the Twilight series. And all it did was tell the story from Edward's point of view. So it just kind of rehashed everything we already heard and knew about the story. Nothing new. Not a very good book. So I'm going to make a picture of Alice here by folding the pages. Now this book has like 600 and some pages, so, and I only need like 124 folds. So the Alice is going to be like right, you know, in this part of the book. So that's going to be Alice. I don't know if we'll finish it today, but I'm going to give you a good idea of how to do it if you guys want to try it. And where you can order the patterns. I will actually put down in the link where I got my pattern in case you want to order it for this afternoon and give it a try. All you need is the pattern. You need a ruler that has millimeters on it. Oh my God, these crazy cats. Pearl is playing with the dinosaur now. I put the dinosaur back over here. And Pearl loves this dinosaur. Loves the dinosaur. He's chewing on his feet, wrapping herself around the tail. And for those of you, oh, now she's on her head, chewing on her eyeball. Oh my goodness. For those of you who thought they were getting surgery this week, it's next week, the 28th. Which, let me look at the calendar. Now, next Wednesday on Crafting with Me Wednesday will be the temperature blanket, just fair warning, because we're all behind. But this is the autumnal equinox. So, first day of autumn. So let's write that down. I don't know how to spell it. Autumnal. Oh, now I do. Equinox. And over here we put what? This day in history. And I didn't do any uploads yesterday. I do have another unboxing I filmed. I just have to get it out there. I have to edit it and put it out there. And I will. You guys put what you were grateful for yesterday in the Facebook group. Thank you. A lot of people are grateful out there. Yes. Oh, these cats, man. They were not happy that I locked them out yesterday. They were like, Mom, let us in. So that's our planner for today. The plan for today is to go to work. So yesterday, I was eating these candies. These are these Czechoslovakia that came out of the Czechoslovakia Yum box that I unboxed on Sunday. Raspberry candies. And I'm just, these are so good. And then I look down and it says there are 60 calories in 2 candies. So 30 calories in every candy. And I had just consumed like 6 of them. I'm like, oh, good Lord, that's a lot of calories. So I put it away. I probably would have ate the whole thing. No wonder I'm fat. I mean, big boned. I mean, big shouldered. Yes. Big shoulders. No wonder. Yes, I know. I have to go back to the pool. I get it. I don't know why I haven't. I just, you know, I didn't feel good all last week. Yeah, I got to get back there. Yeah. It's calling my name. Rebecca, come back. We love you. Come to the pool. I know. So let's talk about autumnal equinox. So I learned a lot of things today during my research. First of all, autumnal equinox is there's 2 times a year that there's an equinox. The vernal equinox and the autumnal equinox twice a year. And that means that that is the day of the year that we have equal amounts of day and night, 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night, because the sun is directly over the equator. And that's pretty much anywhere in the world. So 12 hours of day, 12 hours. Then it's going to start getting less and less daylight. Yay, because I love the dark and I love cold. I'm like a vampire. Yes, I like cold and dark. Not damp, but cold and dark. Come on, stay on. Yes, yes. So it's the first day of autumn. I've got my sweater on. I've got my hat on. Now I'm going to be roasting by noon because the temperature's supposed to go back up into the 80s today. 40s in the morning, 80s at night. Yeah, whatever. I'm looking at this channel that I found. I told you guys about this channel yesterday. I want to tell you a little bit more about it. It's Aurora Borealis Live. Just look that up. And at any time of the day or night, 24/7, you can just sit and watch the Aurora Borealis. That's the name of the channel, Aurora Borealis Live. And my sister and I figured out it's from this place called Lapland, and I believe that's in Finland. Yeah, I think we decided it was Finland. Well, it actually borders several countries: Russia, Finland, Norway, Sweden. It's like in between all of those countries. And it's really cool. And yesterday it said minus 15 point something degrees Celsius. So I said, hey, look that up, see what that is. 5 degrees. 5 degrees. Holy moly. There's like snow on the rooftops. You got to just take a gander at this channel. You know, if you want to sit and kind of meditate, you can just see the quietness of, it's very serene channel. And the sky is constantly changing. Yeah. Every time I turned it on, it's dark, but I usually turn it on in the morning. So I need to turn it on at a different time of the day and see if it's light in this place. I don't know. There's a lot of people in the chat, because it's live, that are from different countries and they're speaking different languages. Really interesting. I know. What, Rebecca? I know. So, celebrate the autumnal equinox. This is where we start getting ready for fall. The leaves are changing. Take a nice walk in the evening when it's cooler. The sun is going down. Get your dog, go out for a walk. Watch the leaves change. The weather, the air is crisper. Aren't I just really zen today? I'm watching these cats. Oh my God. Now they're running behind the cabinet. Golly. Okay. Very zen. Very zen. All right, enough with the zen. Let's talk about Judge, Jury, and Journey. This is the portion of the show where I talk about live trials. Nothing, unfortunately, it's hard to get news out of the Elizabeth Holmes trial because it is not televised. So I have to rely on reporters, different news agencies, and they like CNN just put up their coverage from the day before. So it's like running a day behind. So we do know that yesterday that same person was on the stand, the assay manager for Theranos, who worked there for 8 years. So that person's testimony continues. We do know that she's testifying that despite issues with this device, Edison, they went ahead and rolled it out in Walgreens. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. I'm going to start making more hats soon. Yeah. More hats. More. Where did that come from? I'm talking about Judge, Jury, and Journey. Okay. Here's what you guys have all waited for. The Stanley Ford verdict. Yes, we have a verdict. And I apologize for not going live. The verdict came down at 9:30 Central Time last night, which would have been 10:30 Eastern, and so on and so forth. And I thought it was kind of late to go live. I was already in my pajamas, no bra, you know, like my pink pajamas, the see-through ones, you know, you don't want to see that, even on a good day. Um, so, and they didn't really give us a lot of warning. Like in other trials, they'll say, okay, we were going to read the verdict in 30 minutes and give everybody a chance to gather. But they did not, we had no warning that there was a verdict. They just went live. We have a verdict. So, and it was quite confusing, this verdict. Confusing for me because I knew he was charged with 30 counts of something related to this arson and this murder. I'm watching the cats out of the corner of my eye. But I had never looked at the charges. So I was confused because it seemed like for each person that died in the fire, he was charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder. So there were 9 people that died in fires, so that's 18 counts of aggravated murder. Now, I don't know how you can charge somebody with aggravated murder twice. And I did hear the judge, after reading the verdict, say they were going to merge the counts. I think because there was 2 ways to get to aggravated murder, and the jury got there both of those ways. One was through, one way to get to aggravated murder was to find that the defendant committed this murder during, I want to say this correctly. Basically, they're using different terminology, but basically premeditating. Like he premeditated this murder, and it was going to involve 2 or more people. That was one way to get to aggravated murder. And we know both fires involved 2 or more people. So the other way you could get through aggravated murder is that through the commission of an aggravated arson. And they did find him, and that was another count, aggravated arson. So that's 18. There was 2 counts of aggravated arson because it was 2 different places. That's 1920. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to everything that he was charged with. So he was found guilty on absolutely everything except not guilty for the arson of the van, the truck. So there was the house fire, a truck fire, a house fire. So the jury did not believe that beyond a reasonable doubt it had been proved that he started the truck fire. Nobody was injured in the truck fire. So he was found guilty of the aggravated murders of Lindell Lewis and his girlfriend Gloria, the aggravated attempted murder of the guy that was in the basement. So, yeah. Then the second house fire involved 7 people, so 14 counts of aggravated murder. I imagine all of this is going to merge. All of this is going to merge before they sentence him. However, here's the rub. This is a death penalty case. So what happened after the verdict was read, and it took a long time to read this verdict. I suspect that, you know, the reason the jury came back so late is because they were sequestered. They had already spent 1 night in this hotel. I don't know what kind of hotel they found in Ohio to sequester these jurors, but I bet you they're like, we don't want to spend another night in the hotel with no TV or internet. Nope. We're going to stay here till we get a verdict. They had to go through this lengthy verdict form. I mean, really lengthy, and go through each and every one of these counts. And if they found them guilty of aggravated murder, then they had questions they had to answer related to that murder. Did they find that it involved 2 or more people? Did they find that it involved the commission of the arson? Yes, it did. So they had to go through each and every one of those. So I imagine it, you know, by the time they all raised their hand and they were convinced of the guilt, then they had to fill out this form, and then they had to sign every single form. Every single count had to be signed by all 12 jurors. Yeah. So There were initially 17 jurors. So what the judge did was she kept all 17 sequestered. At the beginning of the deliberations each day, she would take the 5 that were extra and she put them into a different room. I hope someone had yarn and could crochet. Honestly, I do, because, man, I probably could have knitted like a rug during this trial, or 2. So she took the 5 alternates, put them in a room, and then the other 12 people actually got to sit in the courtroom and deliberate, which was kind of cool. We didn't get to see it, no, of course not, but that way they could kind of spread out, because the jury rooms are typically a table and some chairs, and it's pretty cramped. You know, they needed to socially distance, so they actually were in the courtroom deliberating. And then after the verdict was read, she brought the other 5 people back in. She excused them all to go home. Everybody was allowed to go home, all 17 jurors, with the instructions that they had to come back on Monday for the second phase of this trial. Yes, this is a death penalty case. Now, once you've decided the guilt of the person on trial, then you have to decide the penalty. Does he qualify for the death penalty? So the defense will now be allowed to put on witnesses that will mitigate the circumstances. Someone that can come on and say he wasn't in his right mind. He, his wife, oh, he's really a good person. He goes to church every Sunday. Stanley Ford will have an opportunity to speak to the judge. I doubt he will take advantage of that opportunity because he has appeals. Family members of the deceased will have an opportunity to speak. And there was one surviving child from that second murder who's now an adult. I wonder if we'll hear from that person. And then Lindell Lewis had a lot of family members. So we're going to get to hear from all of these people next week. The judge anticipates it will take 3 days to hear all this mitigation and his testimony and blah, blah, blah. So the jury, again, she tells them, you may be sequestered during your deliberations next week. So, but she said, I'll give you fair warning. I'm sure they were all like, yay, it's not over. But now they have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so 5 days off. I don't know why she didn't bring him back tomorrow. I guess they needed a day of rest. And she still has other cases. The judge has other cases. The lawyers have other cases. They have other, this is not their only case. So I'm sure they have other work to catch up on. So we'll come on, starting on Tuesday, I'll give you updates on what happened in the death penalty phase of this trial. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What else in trials? That's it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, I just found one of those Velcro pieces that we put on the cabinet. Holy moly. These are the kind that have that glue back, and this was really tough to get off. Hey, Stitch, get out of that window. Man, he is obsessed with windows. So, Gabby Petito, let's just talk about that case. It's not a trial, but it has been all over the media. The media is obsessed with this case. So the autopsy occurred yesterday, preliminary autopsy, and the coroner, or some states have coroners, some states have forensic pathologists. So whoever it was did the autopsy, said this was a homicide. Now there's 2 things they have to determine: cause of death and manner of death. So we have not heard what the cause of this woman's death was. And cause would be like, say you died of a heart attack, maybe she died of dehydration, maybe she died of an overdose. I'm just thinking of like possibilities. Or she could have been stabbed, or she could have been shot, or she could have been eaten by an animal. You know, what caused this woman's death? Then we have the manner of death. The manner of death can be one of several options: suicide, homicide, natural, like a natural death, heart attack, natural death. Sometimes there's an other, which means they don't really know. Yes, it can be undetermined. Well, the manner of death was released, and that is homicide. So the person that did this autopsy believes that she was killed by another person. Still don't know what the cause of death is, and I suspect it's because they're waiting on toxicology and some other tests that they ran on the body to come back. So, but we do know positively that it was Gabby Petito's body, and that the manner of death was homicide. Now, to her fiance slash boyfriend, the laundry guy. Yes, he's taken out the laundry. Yes. That's rude. I'm being facetious. He disappeared last Tuesday, according to his family. Went hiking. Hey, get away from that window. I'm getting the water. Psst. I'm going to get the spray bottle. He loves that window. This morning, he was, well, I'll tell you that story later. Anyway, Brian Laundrie was last seen on Tuesday. According to the family, he went hiking in this preserve in Florida, which is 25,000 acres. So yesterday, I tuned into this channel, WFLA. They were live in a helicopter following these people searching this preserve. And there were 56,000 people in this chat. I get 56 people in my live, not 56,000 people. That chat was moving so fast. I'm like, why was anybody bothering to type anything? Because it was just boop, 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 boop. You couldn't read it. I guess I could put it on top chat, but I don't care what other people have to say. I was just looking to see what they were doing, you know what. And those guys they were in these all-terrain vehicles, and they would stop every few feet, and they'd get out their binoculars. Where are you, Brian? Can't find this guy. They looked all day. Can't find this guy. Now, what are the possibilities? He's out there still eluding everybody. Is he that good? I would suspect by now he's either been bit by snakes, overwhelmed by mosquitoes, alligators. I mean, this is very wet land. This is Florida. There's alligators, like lots of alligators. If you ever get a chance to watch Naked and Afraid, when they've done an episode from the Florida swamps, check it out. Lots of alligators. Hey, psst, get out of that. Perhaps he has killed himself, and his body is out there, in which case they could be looking for years, because the animals will get to that right away. Vultures, panthers, alligators. I mean, this is Florida. The other possibility is that his family is hiding him. My sister was telling me a story of a friend of hers that was involved in a crime, where the guy that did the crime, his family hid him for 3 years. They hid him. He finally surfaced and was convicted of the crime. But do you think the family did something else with him? Dropped him off somewhere? Not in this preserve? Are they sending this police on a wild goose chase? Is he like sitting comfortably, drinking a Mai Tai on Miami Beach? There have been several people call in tips that they've seen him, but those have not panned out. I don't know what I don't think they're going to find this guy in that swamp. Not alive. I don't think they will find him alive in that swamp. If they do, he's been I mean, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. 7 nights in a swamp? I don't think so. No. Talk about naked and afraid. Oh my God. I'm sure he's not built himself a shelter and started fires and catching the alligators to eat. I mean, he's going to run out of food and water. He's got to surface to get more food and water eventually if he's there. I doubt seriously that he took 7 days worth of supplies in his little old backpack. Yeah. So that is where that story stands. She's passed away. She's deceased. He's on the run. The family's not saying, you know, I think they're cooperating, but are they lying? I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, would I lie to protect my son? I don't know. You know, once I found out there was a homicide, wherever I hid him, we'd be having a conversation. But you know what? Dollars to donuts. The police have those phones monitored. The family's phones are being monitored. I assure you, unless they go buy a burner phone somewhere and are talking to him through a burner phone, I'm sure his phone's being monitored. He may have purchased a burner phone. He's not going to get any reception out there in the swamp anyway, but he may get reception wherever he's hidden. And Florida homes don't have basements, and his home has been thoroughly searched by the police. So he is not in that home. He could be in somebody else's home, though. Maybe he didn't go hiking. Maybe he went somewhere else. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about something more fun, like this day in history. On this day in history, 1994. What was I doing in 1994? Okay, my son was 14, my daughter was 11. But on television, September 22nd, 1994, Friends debuted. You're like, oh, what? Yes, Friends. Do 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 do. Do you know the words to that song? I don't. I should learn them, right? Anyway, this is a television sitcom about 6 young adults. I remember Phoebe because she was always singing those weird songs. Then there was Ross and Rachel. Remember the Rachel? She had that hairdo that we all tried to copy. The Rachel. We all wanted the Rachel hairdo. Phoebe, Rachel, Ross's sister. What was her name? I don't remember. And then she married the guy that lived, the 2 guys that lived next door or across the hall. Oh my gosh, what were their names? Let's look it up. But these 6 people obviously became very famous, made lots of money from this show. What were their names? Oh my goodness, let's find out. Monica, yes. She ended up marrying one of the guys next door. What was his name? Played by Matthew Perry. Chandler. Okay, so Chandler and Joey lived across the hall. So Monica ended up marrying Chandler. Joey was like this wisecracking New Yorker, you know, dumbed down kind of character. And they all hung out in this coffee shop, you know, the Central Perk. Central Perk, remember Central Perk? P-E-R-K. Drank out of these big old cups, which I love. I gotta get me one of those. And it was on the air for 10 seasons. And it was one of the most watched finales in television history, which I'm surprised. I thought MASH was, but maybe MASH, did MASH come before that? I don't know. Remember MASH? Oh my God, I love that show. That's probably one of the best comedies of all times. Friends is up there. Friends is definitely up there, but so was MASH. MASH was like way up there. Anyway, I digress. So to celebrate this day in history, 1994, watch some episodes of Friends. So they had this Friends reunion show that came on this past year, in the last few months, on HBO Max. So if you get HBO Max, which I do, I didn't realize this was on. I'm gonna have to check it out, where they get these six back together. So I'll check it out. Let you know if it's any good. Last night I watched one episode of the Glow show, the makeup show. They were doing prosthetics and weird stuff. But then that verdict came down late, so I was trying to figure out the charges and I went back and listened to the jury instructions so I could figure out what's the difference between this charge and this charge, and it's just a big mystery to me. Yes, because I don't know Ohio law. I really don't. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That is this show for today. It's in the books. Ready to sing? You know where I'm going with this. Ready? Gotta go to work, 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 work. Gotta go to work, work, work. Okay. Guys, I hope to see you tonight. Craft with me Wednesday. We are going to paper fold this awful Stephanie Meyer book. Yes, we're not ruining a good book. We're making it into, we're taking a lousy book and making a piece of art out of it. Yes. So I will see you tonight. Don't let me forget. I'm going to put the link to where you can get some paper folding patterns. $5, $4.99 each. The pattern will be sent. The guy, his name is Anton. He owns his shop. He will send you the pattern, the link to the pattern with your receipt to your email. So check your email after you purchase it, and then show up this evening, and I'll explain how you do this, because I read the instructions, so I know things. Yeah. Bye, everybody. I love you. Bye.